All right, everybody. We are back for what is, I believe, going to be our 12th episode for our Long Dark series. And I'm up here at the abandoned lookout, looking out at all the stars. Because at this moment, I have just woken up, and I have no coffee to wake me up. So I'm just going to enjoy the view for a moment, but only a passing moment. I do want to go and get into the mine and grab some more fuel. So what I'm going to do here, pop these in here. Grab a few sticks too. 3 should be enough, I think. Alright, I still have a lot of sticks from before I slept. Alright, so I've got, honestly, this probably wouldn't last me another, let me see. The sticks are probably, I think 3 is about an hour, so 1, 2, 3, 4-ish hours, maybe 5, 6, 7, 9, 11, 13, and that's gonna, the cedar is 2, so that about 15 hours, add a little bit due to my fire skill. It's not even a 24-hour period of fuel I got here, so yeah, I don't know if that's gonna last very long, but I'm gonna take these and I'm gonna go. Good torch. Go explore the mine and hopefully find some good stuff. I'm really not going to peek in, pop out the other side or anything, because I don't really have anything that I, particularly want to get in Pleasant Valley. I'm going to just go this way. It's quicker. Weather is good. Happy about that. Could be bad weather. It's not. It's always something to be grateful for. Already out of warmth. Taking that condition hit. It's okay. I'm going to take a little bit more on the way back than I did on the way on the one way here, but my teas should last, I think. Yeah, there it is. My teas should last by the time I get inside, which means that I'll be able to warm up and not be, as Loon's Loom puts it, hemorrhaging condition. Because who wants to do that? Alright. I see nothing of value on the outside here. I'm just going straight in. Alright, so it is 15, so yeah, I'm probably just gonna start a fire here, just cause. Alright, well, I should have taken a stick with me, but whatever. Actually, as a rule, I almost never leave without coal. Thinking about it now, it's probably like I'm going to a place where I know there's reliably going to be coal and stuff, but it's ever since. So in my last game, I died like day 75 from hypothermia, and I had nothing with me that could warm me up sufficiently, and I pretty much made it a rule to myself, just never again will I ever leave without fuel, like unless I know where I'm going specifically. So let's put these teas, maybe I'll drink them on the way back. Doesn't really matter which ones I put there. Okay, I can break this down too, actually. Yeah, I'll break this down. Warming up as I do this. It's pretty good. I hear some wind outside. Oh no, it could be the boiling that I'm hearing. I actually got a couple hours, so why don't I just break these down too? Seeing as I already put the coal in there and stuff. What's that? Interesting. Alright. Nothing over here, right? Yeah. Okay. So, I'm just going to leave all of this fuel over here by this fire. I'll let that fire burn here. The reason I'm just going to let it burn is because it'll keep the interior, at least in this area, warm so that when I come back, finally, it'll be keeping these teas hot and I can just grab them and go. Alright, check. Oh, no, I didn't check that out. I checked that out. Alright, so here we begin our dungeon delve in the long dark. No real hurry. That does not look like a dead end. I don't remember the inner layout of each individual mine, usually, but that's kind of okay with me, because, you know, mixing up areas a little bit in this game sort of simulates not having explored it before, you know, seeing it for the first time. In this kind of gameplay, we always have the perspective of memory, the retroactive perspective here. Like we've done it all before. We've explored. I mean, if you're playing Interloper, you know, the reason you're playing Interloper is probably because there was nothing new to explore in the game world, you know? And let me see if there's something behind here. No. Okay. And because, you know, you were looking for a challenge that took you beyond just simple exploration. And all the stuff that the old game would have had. So, I say old game as in, you know, Stalker and pre-Stalker. So, that's good. It's not really, you know, it seems almost like it's not a simulation of a real experience, but, I mean, you can't unlearn something that you've learned, you know? Like, that really can't be helped. I'll tell you though, I would love it if, like, at the very end, when the devs are just done with the game, well, you know, I don't know when they'll ever, I don't mean to say this in a bad way either, when they'll ever be done, because I know that they have plans to keep building stuff, but I don't know how far, like, those plans go out. And are they going to start a new game? I think, you know, from a financial business standpoint, starting a new game eventually would be a good idea. But I mean, wow, jackpot. But you know, I don't really know what their plan is to do. But anyway, the whole point of this being, before they, you know, wrap up the long dark, whenever they decide to do that, it would be really, really, really awesome if they ultimately decided to make a map that was just completely random. Or maybe if a mod maker did it, I mean, that would be huge, you know? Another hacksaw. You know, maybe I'll just take it for scrap. I'll do that. I'll just take it for scrap. I do need a little bit more scrap. I used some of it on fish hooks early game, so there we go. But yeah, a map that would have, like, how do you, generate a completely random map? Well, strictly speaking, you don't. But I was thinking, like, if you had some kind of a system where there were plots of ground that what was in them would be random, and there would be, like, preset builds, kind of, for lack of a better term, for what could go in them. But then each time you exited and re-entered the map, which there would be a catch-22 with this, everything would reset. So the problem, of course, with that would be, well, you could never make that place your home base. That would be kind of like, that kind of a map would only serve for a endless nomad kind of experience, where everything you take with you, you take on your back. So I certainly admit that it wouldn't be a flawless system. Of course, there's also, now that they implemented the whole Lost and Found with version 1.60, maybe it could work. I know it would definitely stretch the, I guess, believability. Like, you'd have to suspend your disbelief a bit with that kind of a game mode. But yeah, I think there's a blizzard outside. Sounds like there's a blizzard outside when I pass by over there. Anyway, it's just a random idea. Something I've thought about, mostly because I love the randomness of an experience. And the Long Dark is very random in the sense that, obviously, thank God, like, you don't find the same loot in the same cupboard every single time. Like, how, like, that would have been so boring, you know what I'm saying? So the idea that, yes, there's actually... Alright, that's it. Didn't really find anything good, though. No lantern. Found the coal. I don't know. It's not like it wasn't worth it. The fuel alone makes it worth it, but I was hoping to find something a bit better. Anyway. One of these I think I missed, so I want to double check and make sure. Did I check this? I did. Okay. Let me see. That's probably the way back. Okay. I don't know. I don't know if there's a lot of people who probably wouldn't like that idea. Kind of an endless exploration mode. The problem that would come with that would be, it doesn't really, I said you'd have to suspend your disbelief because you would be exiting and then re-entering an area. So, Great Bear Island is a finite location. Like, it's not like you could go out into the broader world unless you built the map system so that, like, it was as though you were on a pier and there was a boat there and it simulated you leaving Great Bear Island. That would maybe, allow for a bit more, or a bit less of suspending your disbelief. Makes it a bit more believable, in other words. I really wish I had the skills to mod and code and stuff, but I mean, I really, I don't, and I know who I am as a person. Fitness is my particular enthusiasm and writing and game. Like, I have enough on my plate. I've given myself enough on my plate throughout the course of my life to keep myself busy. So adding another thing to do just doesn't seem like it's, you know, really prudent for me. Doesn't really... If I had no other hobbies, I'd probably pick up gaming, or specifically gaming. I would pick up coding, you know, modding for games and such. But no, I don't. My goal, you know, I'll be honest. I fear that sometimes I'm never going to finish my books, which is, I think, a little short-sighted. I'm determined to finish them, you know, and I believe that I will because of that. Just in time with the heat. Oh, I'm doing this down, up thing. They're not even hot anymore. At least the air is warm. So I'm thinking I might just drop another thing on there. I don't know how long I want to really do the two fires burning simultaneously. You know, it's burning the candle at both ends of the stick. So I don't really like to do this, but I'd rather keep the heat up. Of course, I could read for a bit. It's productive use of my time. You see how much I'd be walking out with. 90 pounds. I don't think I want to go through the blizzard with that. Oh, thirsty. Let me just do this. I'm going to burn my candle at both ends of the stick. I might as well make it as worth it as possible. Although this is going to slow me down even more. So I'm definitely going to take the hit on the way back. No doubt about it. But that's okay. Wonder if that's the end of the blizzard. I hear wind still. Just gonna wait it out a bit more. Can I still sprint? No, I can't sprint. Oh, you know what? Yeah, I know what I'm gonna do. I'll harvest the extra hacksaw. Yeah. So that's gonna be... Let's do this. I'll just leave one here. I'm trying to cut down on my weight anyway. You never know if you're gonna revisit the spot. Let's see. Nothing to boil, right? Oh, I do have some stuff to boil. Let's start that. A lot of teas. You know, I'm pretty much going to be treating my teas as kind of a supplement to my caloric intake at this point. Sounds like the storm has ended out there, but I'm going to use the residual heat here to do some harvesting. I'm low on food. break down that toolbox. Alright, that's 86 point something pounds, 0.79 pounds. I think I gotta be at like 86 exactly to have a slow sprint. Which says to me I probably should have dropped some more things before I left, but too late. Okay. I can sprint. Okay, that's good. This is a development. So do I still have warm? No, of course I don't. I just did 2 hours of breaking stuff down. So, yeah, moving forward. Back home, or at least to my temporary home base. You know, speaking of like game changes and little modifications and stuff, I don't know if I've mentioned this before. I might have mentioned it in the comments. Something that would be cool for the developers to implement. I'm thinking of this because I just went on a 2-mile hike, sorry, a 2-hour hike for, I think, about 8 miles yesterday. And I have, obviously, blisters on my feet. I mean, I took a pretty heavy pack. I wore a plate carrier with steel plates in it, kind of simulating my Marine Corps hikes. And I'm just thinking, like, I probably rolled out with about 100 pounds of gear, maybe a little less, I'm not really sure. I mean, I have a big backpack full of books, so I haven't actually weighed it. And I actually haven't measured the distance in miles. That's my estimate. It could be give or take a little bit. So we could say 7 miles on the side of caution there. But I'm usually pretty good at estimating distances because I run so much too. So anyway, I rolled out with that, you know, pretty close to 100 pounds. So like 45, I think I measured that in the comments in Loon's video feed, to about 45 kilos for you guys who deal with the metric system. So anyway, I have blisters on my feet, and I thought, wow, wouldn't it be cool if the developers implemented a system where, you know, you actually can get blisters in this game, and they can become infected, which would provide another use for the old man's beard dressing and the antiseptic and stuff. I'm always, you know, thinking about like what's another way, because I kind of feel like some of that stuff is a little less useful than it should be. I mean, Loon and I have talked about, like, wouldn't it be cool if you could cut yourself while you were harvesting animal carcasses in the earlier levels with a low carcass harvesting skill. You know, wouldn't that be cool? Like, if everything was, there was just more stuff could go wrong. And I think it would be cool. So, you know, I have big dreams for what this game could be. The fact is, though, it's already a big game. You know, as much as I may dream more and more and more, which I will always inevitably do, I'm not the one doing the work, so I appreciate the fact that the people who are doing the work are putting so much effort into it. But I love this game so much. You know, this game was literally, I believe, an answer to prayer. It's just so special to me. You know, and I say that, I mean, I put a lot of time into Skyrim. Skyrim was a special game to me too. Especially modding it, just turning it into something that I just thought was the most awesome experience I ever could have hoped for. But this, even with the, you know, not nearly as many mods as Skyrim has, I really do love this game even more. Got 42 coal in that mine. I don't know how long I can actually stay here. I'm going to have to seriously look at... I'm going to have to get real serious about finding a spot where I can get some rabbits. Do some trapping, you know? Wow. So maybe I don't think there's any place around here. That would be too bad. It would be awesome if I could. But I don't think so. So here's what I'm going to do. I actually do have a lot of food, though, with the cattails. There's no way I'm going to walk out with all this fuel. No way at all. So... Oops. Oh, okay. Well, that was a worthy excursion, I think. How many calories do I have? So 150 times, just say 40, is 4,000, 6,000? I gotta use a calculator for this because I'm not gonna do the zeros stuff. I'm also checking my timer here. Whatever, I don't need to do that. I'm not going to do that. You know what? I bet I know what I could do. I know there's that deer I left behind. There's actually a second deer way out there. Two. Way off in the corner of this map. Yeah, that's so far out there. Let me think about this. Try to do a little measurement in my mind. So, okay, that's the edge of the map. That and up the hill. So I think, like, under that peak, there's a deer over there. Which is pretty far. Because that is Jackrabbit Island. That is Misanthrope's homestead. I wonder what that... Is that crow there? Oh, yeah, I remember. That's where I climbed down. So yeah, there's the deer over there, and then there's a deer, like as the bird flies more in this direction, where it was at the Bear Creek campground. So, wow, it's really cool looking at this place from up here. I don't think I've ever really... you know what? It's not that I've never done it before, but man... I haven't done it with this mod, with the night sky mod, during an aurora with such clarity. You know, just no fog at all, no wind. I'm gonna... Do we still have the HUD? HUD off. I'm gonna take some screenshots of this, because this is just... Oh my goodness. Oh, that's right. I can't take screenshots like that because this isn't Steam. Hold on. Print screen. Wow. So amazing. So beautiful. Okay. So... Nope, focus on. So, yeah, I might make for that deer. It's a bit of a stretch. So probably the best way to go about doing that would be run down to my old camp by the kind of the spot I was at previously, that Rabbit Grove, up above the Bear Creek campground. Rest up over there, build a fire, all that good stuff. And then from that place, go down, get the 2 deer, run them back up, cook them at the temporary camp over there, and then back over here. But part of me is also just wondering, maybe I should save those deer carcasses for when I decide to make my push to Mystery Lake. So maybe I'll do that. I'm going to have to use up the heaviest fuel, the least efficient fuel, and coal is the most efficient. So I'm going to have to use up all these sticks and all this reclaimed wood first. And I might leave some of the coal here in case I ever come traveling through here again. Because it still increases the total world supply of coal, basically, in the long run, because I've taken that coal from the mine to here, and then the coal is going to respawn back over there, but this coal will remain. So even though I won't be carrying it with me, the total world supply of fuel has increased by doing so. And that is definitely going to be something advantageous. Because along with Milton, and I see Loon's logic for setting up over there, Milton is a pretty good spot to do that for endgame. And I've thought about it as an endgame option at or near Milton. Four of these, of the full ones. It's also possible, though, that I might do my end game here at the Coastal Highway. I'm not really sure. Or, you know, I might just decide, like, if I really do successfully here, and I seriously get to some kind of late game, like, beyond 200 days or something, and I've scoured the whole, you know, game world and everything, however long, and I'm still here, like, if that happens, I can kind of do whatever I want at that point. Like, I can take any risks I want because I've survived for that long. You know what I'm saying? Like, at that point, the competition, in general, for that Shield Heart set out, that challenge, I mean, unless there's somebody else out there who's playing it, who's already just acing this thing, that would, you know, put me at the head of the game. And a lot of people just aren't going to even want to try that hard to set out to live that long in a game this hard. But there's so many things that could go wrong, and I'm definitely getting ahead of myself imagining that I'll actually succeed at making it that long. So what could I do to lower my total weight? I gotta read that book. Which means I need to eat. Which is gonna cut into my calories. Oh well, life is pain. Yeah, I'm gonna have to probably make a push out of here before I've exhausted all my fuel supply. Just due to scarcity of food. Got my notifications on here. Let's see how much time I have left. 25 minutes for this episode. Okay. Read another chapter or hour out of this. Drink a tea. Supplement my calories here a little bit. I'm going to be fired at level 3 by the time I complete this. That'll be good. I think that's going to make my fires last longer, which, again, contributes to ultimately longevity. Yeah. See how my skills are. So still 2 on carcass harvesting. It's because I haven't been harvesting hides and guts and stuff. Cooking 3 is almost halfway. Fire starting, just hit level 3. Last 10% longer. And now I can start them without tinder. Yay. It's extra weight I don't need to lug around. A little bit off of me. Not much, but a little bit. It means something. Drop this book in there, because that's just heavy. Alright, let me see what I can do about examining this rabbit situation. I don't know if there's any trapping I can do around here, but I haven't seen a single bunny. And I honestly can't remember if this is a spot where they tend to congregate or not. And I don't think there's anywhere... Well, okay. That's actually... See, even if I were to set up traps and be in an area where there were bunnies, I'd have to go in and out of a load screen. So... that's too bad. It's not going to work. Okay, whatever. So I'm probably going to have to break down a lot of these torches, because I don't want to carry them all out with me. So I'll break down the cheaper ones, have a stockpile of good ones. So that's one way I can cut down on my weight a bit. But I mean, like, moving this thing, the mountaineering rope, and a bunch of fuel. It's going to be a lot to try to do. Take any sticks, not take any of that. This, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That puts, that's still sprinting speed. If I broke down a bunch of these cheaper torches, I might actually be able to make this with a modest amount of fuel and coal. Gather sticks along the way as needed. Yeah, because I'm still holding some of this stuff too, which is... that's 2 pounds. Yeah, that's 2 pounds right there. So I could actually roll out of here with a reasonable amount of weight, assuming I can draw out my time here with my food. So I think that's what I'm going to try to do. I'm going to harvest a lot of these tools that are of a below 40%. Harvest these torches below 40%. That's definitely going to be a lot of weight reduced. Alright. Clothes are okay. Can repair this soon. We'll be at 75%. I'll repair it when it's at 74%, I think. How much water do I have? Yeah, I have 3/4 of a gallon. That's a modest amount. Not even that. Alright, so I might actually be better. My prognosis here for making it out of here might be pretty good. I am receiving a phone call. Okay, that was one of the gentlemen who I work with, who I volunteer at a food pantry, helping out there, and apparently he's getting there a little bit earlier than we had anticipated, so he was asking me when I could come in. So I'm going to finish this episode, and then I'll head over there, though, because he said that wouldn't be a problem. So what I could do, though, for food, I'm just thinking about it. I'm still thinking about it. Do I have rope in my... Yeah, I do. So I could secure that down there. Basically plant my traps down at the bottom. It's just going to involve a lot of climbing if I do that. But it would be a way to keep my food supply up. So I could use the houses down there to do the enter-exit thing. And maybe I'll give that a dry run. You know, see how that actually works. Yeah, I think I'll do that. So, for now, that's what I'm going to do. Just keep this fueled up. This might be blown out instantly with this wind, but oops. Hey now. We don't let the heat out. Someone close that door. Don't let the precious heat out. Alright. So that's going to set me up to do the trapping. And I probably should get that going as soon as I can rather than wait out the 10 hours. So here's the deal. If something goes wrong, I'm gonna build myself, take some coal with me and a stick so that I can start a fire down there. And I should drop a few more things. Probably drop some more water or something. Okay, so here goes. I will drop some water in here. Come on. And I'm gonna have to be, I'll have to drop a little bit more. So I'll drop the hammer, that's pretty heavy. I'm not gonna need the hacksaw. I'm not gonna need the tools. I'm not gonna need the pry bar. We'll need these. I'll drop the can opener. I'll drop these. I got 6 cloth. Gotta be careful with that. Alright. So now I'll sleep. I will eat some food. Because I don't know how this experiment is going to work out. It's 300 calories. Just do halfway point there. Weather's good. I'll take that. Or not, but whatever. Let me finish that. Sleep a bit more. I want every bit of energy I can get, because I don't want to have to deal with exhaustion. Although, you know, I'm thinking about this. I don't have any coffee either. Like, if I do become exhausted, actually, if I become exhausted, I will become trapped. If I can't build a snow shelter, it's possible I could be trapped in the shelf between the bottom and the top here, which would be really dangerous. That would actually get me killed unless I did some like weird mountain jumping down, and then I'd have to skirt my way all the way back here the long way with no energy. Yeah, that would not work. So I don't think I'm willing to take that risk. I'm willing to take a lot of risks, but that is probably a bit too far. Even for me. It's too much. So I'm going to get that rope back. That's too bad. That was kind of a good idea. You know, I felt like that was a good idea. No good idea is a good idea if it gets you dead. So I'm just trying to think, like, is there anything else I can do in the meantime while I'm here? Using up my fuel and stuff? I don't know. I don't really think so. Okay. Pick up all this stuff. So I think right now this might just come down to passing time. I'm on day 30. I've survived a month. So yeah, I'm gonna let myself starve. I'm just gonna pass some time. Yeah, I don't really know what I could do. I could make an excursion, down and back and stuff, but using that camp as kind of an intermediary stop-off point. But if I were to do that, using my snow shelter over there as an intermediary stop point, there is the problem of, if a blizzard comes through, I'll kind of just be stranded out there. I would rather have a blizzard come through and that's the point I decide, okay, I'm going to go make for Mystery Lake, not, oh no, now, I have all this fuel left at the abandoned lookout that I left behind, and maybe some of my tools and other objects over here, and I have to negotiate surviving this storm stranded. Like, having to come all the way back over here would be really hard in the middle of a blizzard. Loon's playthrough, we saw, the evidence that, like, yes, it can be done. You can get through that whole transition map with a blizzard, because he did it. But I'm not going to have the luxury of a stop-off point along the way at those. He did that while the game world was warmer and the interiors were warmer, so he could use those trailers. I am not going to have that. So I think I'm going to have to build one more snow shelter at some point in this process before I can get to an interior location that I can have that has an interior fireplace. So well, I am down to the coal. So we are actually going through this fuel a little bit, I think, fast enough. So let me spend another 5 hours here, passing time. Yeah, I really want to be careful though how I negotiate this, because it could go so wrong, I have to be really, really, really thoughtful, really careful, not overlook the little things like I sometimes do. I mean, all of us do, I guess, if we play this game. It's the little things that'll kill you, especially in the harder difficulty levels and challenges like this. But my mortality is very near to me right now. I mean, right at this moment, I'm comfortable, but how I play things out after this is really going to be the determining factor in whether I make it or not. And I do have a plan. I just gotta not screw it up. Gotta not mess it up. So, here we go. About to do my 10 hours of sleep here again. I think I'll just boil some more water. Okay. There's a blizzard out there. Alright, so... too much. There we go. All right. 30 days, 12 hours, 52 minutes. Food is getting a little lower. Yeah, so definitely when I head down, back down to my snow shelter over there, assuming it, it still works, I can still get in it. I don't know if you can use them when they hit 0%, and I think probably by the time I get back down there, if it isn't at 0%, it'll be pretty close. So I don't know if that'll be a possibility or not, and if I might have to make another one, what the complications are. There is, I believe, the house does have some curtains there, so I can grab some more curtains and all that stuff if I need to do that. If I really need to, I can just break apart some of my clothes. Like, I don't want to have to do that, but I could if I needed to. So, whatever I got to do to keep on keeping on. All right, how much coal do we have left? Every coal is a little over 2 hours here. So, alright, that's it. And we got 32. So I've gone through 10 of the coals and all the other fuel. So, and my health is really high. So I'm probably just going to do some more passing time. And taking the hit to my health, essentially survival by starving. Yeah, it makes me really eager to try out Sleepwalker. I will be doing that eventually. I'll mod the heck out of it. I'll do Solstice. I'll do... I probably won't do Relentless Nights Sleepwalker, like even an easier version of Relentless Nights, just because I don't like the idea of after having just played this, a period of just endless night, But I like the idea of Solstice because the Solstice mod contributes to longer days, longer nights during certain periods of the year. So you can actually set it to follow a 1 year period, or like you can do 4 or 6 months or whatever, where the sun sets. For example, in the winter period, the sun will set sooner throughout the day, or in other words, the daylight period will be shorter, and during the nighttime, the nighttime portion will be longer. So it'll be like 6 hours of daylight and 18 hours of night, for example. And I think that's pretty cool because that incorporates a certain degree of challenge, and it's a little the vanilla game is a little too stable as far as doing the very same routine activities during the day and then sleeping through the night. You could play a game. Like, there was a point where I really started missing the night. Like, because I was just doing that routine. It's like, wow, I haven't looked up at the stars in so long. So I like the Solstice mod because it does give you that longer day period and it does give you that longer night period. I believe the winter is actually colder and the summers or springs and such are actually warmer. So I think that's a cool feature too. So I'll play with that mod. There's a mod that sets the animal count to really low. I could use either Relentless Nights for that. So, to be clear, I will be using the Relentless Nights mod because I want to do the interior temperature of the buildings modification so that it is like 50-50 setting. So, the interior temperature will reflect, will drop 50% of what the exterior temperature is. I do want to do that because that'll be challenging. I don't want to do the Endless Night, so I'll deactivate that portion. But either between the Relentless Nights mod or there's another mod, they they really, really, really lower, have the potential to lower the animal count. So I expect when I play that game, I'll do that. But that'll just be. I probably won't record that. I don't think anybody's going to be really interested. It's not going to be. In any, reflecting my skills in any way. You know what I'm saying? So, I don't know. The other thing is, it means I can actually, I've mentioned before, like, this, I play like a third of the amount of time doing this than I did doing, a third of the amount of time doing recordings and stuff than when I just played for myself. So, it'd be nice to play for myself again. But I do and forever will value this experience. Notice how the moon, I love the moon. It's actually going through the phases. It's really cool. Anyway, although I believe it's going through the phases faster than it actually would in a month. Because like in the span of 5 days, it's gone through it's gone from a half moon to a full moon. So, I don't know. Cool effect, probably not actually realistic in the scale of time, but it's whatevs. So I think I'll end this episode after I sleep this for this round, because we're pretty much at that time anyway. See how many coals I have left. Alright, I am definitely cutting through these pretty quickly, so do my 10 hours. Have to use some more to re-up the fire. Alright guys, well, I really appreciate you all watching this episode. As always, I look forward to your comments immensely, and I look forward to seeing you in the next episode. So, I will see you all then. Take care until. Adios.